stage, please, for a quick Q&A. I know you guys have some questions. Who wants to go first?
Oh, right up the back there. Can we please pass the microphone up to the lady in the back?
Do I really have to stay here? It's dangerous. I think that was clear. No questions. Oh.
Hello. Good morning, Ms. Lucille. I have a question. Do you think...
Can you please introduce yourself?
I'm Kat. I'm a Rappler ambassador. Hi. So, what do you think? Will ASEAN integration strengthen or weaken the partnership with other Southeast Asian nations in addressing climate change?
Come again, please. I didn't hear it. Sorry.
Will ASEAN integration strengthen or weaken the partnership with other Southeast Asian nations in addressing climate change?
We hope so, because one of the most vulnerable countries in the world are actually located in the ASEAN region. However, it's a totally different dynamics we have there. The Americans and the Europeans have their own councils or groupings, but the ASEAN is a totally different animal. But we're hoping that this ASEAN integration can help us understand that if it will also bring economic losses, then it's also very important for us to address this.
Thank you.
Anyone else? We have time for one more question. Did she intimidate you?
She was so informative. Here, you can take my mic.
Did I make you sad?
Morning, Secretary Lucille. I'm Darwin from Accord, local NGO implementing DRR and CCA EMR projects in the Philippines. I would just like to ask, do you face challenges in getting communities to adopt climate change initiatives? For example, maybe some communities could say that it's the problem of the developed countries, so why should we move? So why should we go for mitigation activities? Do you encounter such problems?
Yes. But in terms of the local communities and addressing climate change, they're all very enthusiastic. They just need to know what it is, where to start. You need to guide them and provide them with tools, but at the same time, ask them the current situation. Because what we've learned is that the bottom-up planning is more effective than coming from upstairs. As to the issue, should the Philippines, why should we be cutting our emissions when we're not a major emitter? We're doing it even if we're not required to do so, because of its other benefits, because of the opportunities that it brings. Climate change mitigation is not just about reducing greenhouse gas, which is hopefully the ultimate objective, but the other opportunities as well. It can provide jobs, it can give us cleaner air, healthier environment, and all these co-benefits that we feel we should take advantage rather than just say, oh, we're not a major emitter anyway, we're not going to do that. So let's be more proactive, because for us, if we want to meet what science requires, it will really involve not just the rich countries and a certain degree, those who are also those who have a capacity to do so, and this is controversial, maybe I'd say China and India.
Thank you. One more? Yes. Can you please pass the microphone down? Thank you.
Hi, my name is EK. I'm a business consultant, but more than that, I'm a passionate Filipino. Anyway, I'm not sure if the question is for you, but it has to do with, as I drive through EDSA every day and seeing all of these tall new building developments, under one of the biggest real estate developer, I noticed that we just keep on building buildings, with densities that are as much as 40 units, 80 units per floor over the most populated narrow streets in some of the biggest mall areas in Manila. That for me is a really big cause for alarm, especially for disaster mitigation. And as much as hopeful as I'd like to be about how well we can respond to, what they say, the imminent earthquake or the flooding in Metro Manila, I can only imagine how well we can respond in those areas. Is your office involved also on giving recommendations on, as you said, mapping and planning in certain areas is very crucial to really be able to respond well? And on another note, is also your office involved in cutting a lot of the smoke emission public utility vehicles that I see are actually just too much on the road. There are too many jeepneys, there are too many buses that even on very busy hours in the street are practically not full. In fact, I always say that they are just clogging the streets. They're not full. I don't even know how they make money when they cannot even get from one point to the next fast enough.
On the first question, there's different school of thoughts. Because we have an increasing population, the UN Population Division, with so much love, I guess, projected a 9 billion population by 2050. Obviously, we need housing and shelter, and we cannot do it this way, but the next option would be to build it up. And this is why you're seeing a lot of buildings, most probably in urban areas, because of the number of population. You're correct. There are concerns on how do we prepare for events such as earthquake, for example. Is our national government ready for this? That's why I'm saying the private sector should be responsible as well. And if they see the limitations of the national government or their local government to provide these services, part of their expense should include somehow these contingencies. And whether we're involved with it, what we're involved in right now is we're working with the Department of Public Works on the Green Building Code that will be launched next year. And this will involve an energy efficiency program as well as probably a new building code to address the growing intensity of winds and typhoons and how this building can actually withstand these disasters. On the second question about EDSA, no, the Climate Change Commission is not the agency, that's the technical agency, but we work with them, especially on the area of clean air. Yes, our roads are not getting bigger, but they have more cars in the roads. And we need to really improve our mass transport. And we try. They're very hard. And now because of maybe the laxity of the past, and these are catching up on us, even if we had plans in place, but we didn't see the urgency at the time, it's now catching up. And we hope our legislature, no, not just the judiciary, would be more cooperative because most of the programs intended to put more, let's say, trains in our MRT station are being held of temporary restraining orders because of business issues. But nonetheless, it is for the interest of the public that we have to provide them with a much better mode of transport. Because I would take the train because it's much cheaper. But as I say, if you get in the train right now, I won't say it anymore. You know what I mean.
Thank you so much. That's all the time we have today for questions. But we have a quick change of schedule because we're running behind on time. We're actually going to go straight to lunch, but you're only going to have 45 minutes for lunch. And before lunch, we're also going to show you guys a quick video, so if you guys could just stay for that. It's from one of our sponsors, Friedrich Naumann Foundation, but also Mark is going to leave us.
Yeah, sad to say goodbye, but we have another wonderful host, Jules, who will be helping Natasha out later on. So thank you very much for listening to my rather odd accent and, of course, paying attention to our wonderful speakers. Enjoy the rest of the day.
45 minutes, okay? We'll be back. We'll see you here.